freak.
I love a freak. I do love you, but I mean, come on! I love Jester.
I mean, the only thing I'm glad it's coming back to MLG, but as long as they iron out the issues that they had at the last one, which was, essentially the first day's worth of play wasn't even shown because they couldn't get the spectator client to work. So, I mean, it wasn't exactly a great showing of the game as an esport, which is already behind in terms of its ability to be spectated. And, Dota 2 is on the horizon for release, and if anybody has a beta key for that, I would really like one, because they wouldn't give me one.
No, I think I'm just going to stick with me LOL for the moment.
Dota 2 is already ahead, and it hasn't even been released yet in terms of its spectator abilities. HON is miles ahead of LoL, and although LoL may have the bigger casual base to actually have an esports around, without a decent working spectator client, they're not going to do anything but harm what they're trying to do.
They are making steps in the right direction. They're making small changes. It's just a little too little. It's not enough. We've got to see a little bit more. Right, come on, get a stick up your back. It really could work, but like we say, Dota is going whoosh. Not that I'm a huge, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. NASL has gone free for 2 weeks. I haven't watched any of this season, I'm going to be honest, mainly because I haven't had the interest in doing so. I don't know, but apparently the grand finals will have a load of casters showing up, including Day9, Diggity, DJ Wheat, Greetorp, Husky, Mr. Bitter, Orb, Rotterdam, The Gun Run, and for HON, they're going to bring in Breaky, CPK, and Phil the Frill. I'm so immature for laughing at that, but I don't care. That's a lot of casters. So they're clearly aiming to make it a big one. No doubt it will have a lot of viewers, but has it been a success? Have you all been watching avidly NASL Season 2? Perhaps it's just me. Perhaps I've missed the wagon a bit and it hasn't hit me.
To be honest, I haven't watched the whole second season based on the performance of the first season. I think the first season dragged on too long. I know it was obviously the first time that they had tried to do it, but at the same time as the NASL's first season came out, you had IPL come out as well, and IPL for me just blew NASL out of the water in terms of production, in terms of quality, and then the finals as well. It was all, fantastically done. NASL just seemed to be limping along like a three-legged dog, and then they get to the finals. They do this big sort of LAN event where everything else has been online, and the first day is completely screwed up. The second day they bring in what was her name? What was her name?
What, Lindsay Sporer?
Yeah, Lindsay Sporer, the blonde chick, and they bring her in to go interview people and make an arse of herself, and it was just completely underwhelming. And I mean, I paid for NASL Season 1. I wanted to support, for esports and all that lot. But for the second season, it just did not grab me. And even though it's gone free, I'll admit I haven't tuned in yet, and I did mean to before the show was, due to go on, so that I could make a comment about it. I'll certainly check it out and comment on it next week. But it just hasn't grabbed me.
I think I agree with Akipower, actually, that where they say basically, I'll tune in for the finals. That's basically what I'm going to do, is tune in for the finals.
Yeah, I mean, I will probably watch the finals. I mean, I don't watch...
well, I do agree, IPL literally ripped the rule book when it was NASL versus IPL. They just went, do it again. It was well done by IPL, yes. Speaking of IPL, that leads us nicely into my last point, which is I'm going to be away volunteering. I'm going to volunteer my services for the good of esports. I'm going to be doing it for iSeries at I-44 in Telford in the UK on the 15th for 5 days. The IPL UK qualifiers are going on there, and the list of invited players has been revealed. There is actually a 256-player BYOC pre-qualifier, which can be entered by anyone. Top 16 of that go into Sunday's IPL 4 UK qualifier, which consists of 16 players from the BYOC, 4 online qualifiers, plus 12 pro invites. $20,000 prize pool. And the pro players announced so far are as follows: Bling, Grubby, White Raw, Forzane, Haswabs, Star Eagle, and online tournament-wise, Dark Force and Minigun. More to be announced, and do I say it, don't I? I'd say my uneducated psychic guess would be that Muslim may make an appearance. May, but don't hold me to that. That's just my psychic abilities going a bit skew-if. That's hoping. That's me hoping a bit of successful Britishness comes back. But TV and Total Biscuit and Apollo will be casting. I shall be there helping the coverage team, and I'll try and get something for you all to see. When is it? 15th of November. Well, you won't see anything until the 18th, though. You get to see things on the 18th of November. I will be there from the 15th onwards. So keep an eye on... Yeah, it basically is on from Friday the 18th of November to Sunday the 29th of November. And I'm assuming in the next couple of days or in the next week they're going to be announcing the rest of the pro players that they're inviting. I believe MVP Tails has managed to qualify. So he will become, I mean, I got this from someone's unofficial Twitter, so this didn't come from Multiplay. So, but anyway, I'll maybe I'll just get you some photos or a video, or I'll get something signed and then perhaps try and give it away to you all as a prize. But anyway, shall we move on?
Well, we can move on if you'd like to.
You can all tell I'm very nervous about this. I'm red because I'm a little bit warm. Also, I'm rather nervous. Okay, our main topic for today is something, like I say, I've avoided for a while now. And it's what I think is becoming a little bit of a problem. Segregation of the sexes in gaming. Now, you'll be thinking, oh, she must be on the feminist side. She's a girl. She's in a Girls of StarCraft group and a girls team. It's like, actually, I don't share this segregated sex rubbish. And we're going to discuss this problem as a whole. But first, Graceless has a video to show us. And just to be fair, he's going to analyse it and rip it apart bit by bit. Which video have you got for us?
The video that we've got was a video that was linked that you sent me a few days ago. I can't remember where it was you got it from.
I got it from Lady Insanity's Twitter. Go follow her.
Lady Insanity's Twitter, which is an awesome name. And it's a video that's on YouTube called The Truth About Girl Gamers. Now, I hate the term girl gamers. I really do. So,
well, explain to us why.
Why do I hate the term girl gamers? Why do you have to be a girl gamer? Why? Why do you have to identify yourself as a girl gamer? Okay, it's no word of a lie that the general gaming community is made up of men, of males. So we don't call ourselves male gamer. We're just gamers. So why do women feel this need to identify themselves as girl gamers?
So
surely you're just a gamer.
So you prefer the term just gamers, as I prefer. So how does this video fit in to what you've brought for us today?
The video is quite misleading as it goes on. It's apparently the truth about girl gamers. Really what it is about marketing and the gaming industry, and how the industry appears not to realize that there are a ton of girls playing. We all know there are a ton of girls playing. Girls know there are a ton of girls playing. Boys know there are a ton of girls playing. But it always just seems to be the girls that want to point this out, as if we don't know. And she goes on to make a few claims as to why this is, and is wrong on most parts of what she says. The thing that really worries me about this kind of thing is, I am cool whether you're a guy, whether you are a girl, whether you're black, you're white, you're Chinese, whatever you believe in, doesn't bother me. If you play computer games, you're a gamer, therefore you enjoy the same hobby that I do, and you are cool.
You're
but
cool.
What really bugs me about this kind of thing is that this kind of thing gets linked around, sent to people, oh, that you should look at this girl is saying it as it is, etc, 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 and people buy into this crap and they start to believe it. And I think that until this stuff just literally just goes away, or this whole mentality that you have to be a girl gamer just disappears, you're never going to be accepted, quote unquote, as a girl in gaming. Not that you should have to be accepted in the first place. But what I would like to do is just for everybody to see the video, because I don't want to start picking at it and saying this, that and the other.
Without seeing it first. So.
Without any form of context.
It is a rather long one. It's about 9 minutes, isn't it? Or...
It's about 9 minutes, but that'll give me enough time to get some more beer. And everybody to digest it properly.
Yes. We're giving you a fair chance to digest it. We're going about it as properly as we can. We're being proper professional. Do you have a link for me?
Yep.
We will show you this video that's, well, yes. You can all watch this while he goes and gets another beer. And I shall get another Diet Coke, because I'm softcore like that. Oops. I've chopped off the first 7 seconds. That could be important, that first 7 seconds. Right, there she is. This is Tash... I can't pronounce this.
It is
Tashi Hiroka. You can see it there.
Tamashi Hiroka, who's clearly not Japanese in any way, shape or form.
Hold on. Right, hold on. Let's play the video and then we'll be back. Right, guys, watch this video. I will be back at the end of the video and we'll start discussing.
Hello YouTubers, today I'm going to talk to you about gaming from a female perspective. Most of my viewers are male, and many of you often express surprise or disbelief at my being female and also playing and discussing video games to the extent at which I do. So for your sake, I figure I'd give you a little insight into what gaming is like from a female perspective, and why it's even a surprise to anyone that a girl would be interested in video games too. But before I get up on my soapbox and start saying my piece, I'd like to state outright that I'm not blaming men for the problems I'm about to discuss. The fault lies specifically in both marketing teams and game developers made up of both genders, so I'm not pointing fingers at everyone with a penis. Feminists, or at least the kind of feminist I am, do what we do because we want to be treated equally in both negative and positive aspects of life, and we want the same for men too. My interest is in human rights, not just rights for girls. I also consider myself a masculist. That said though, the gaming industry panders specifically towards men and boys, and as a girl, this can be a little bit frustrating at times. Why? Well, let's start from the beginning, shall we?
Now, I was not alive for most of gaming history. My first console was a Nintendo 64. I do, however, take a pretty strong interest in retro gaming, so I've managed to glean from retro gaming magazines and websites that most early arcade games were played by more men than women. This probably has to do with the fact that historically, women have been restricted in the jobs that they've been allowed to hold, and that men tended to get the jobs that involve technology, or in this case electronics such as computers. Women were less familiar with gadgets and whatnot because the role they were expected to play probably didn't allow them to have much access to them. This, of course, was beginning to change